Hi everyone, my name is Sui and welcome back to my channel. Today is the first day of lockdown 2.0 in Malaysia, or as we call it, the movement control order. And I guess this has been a long time coming since our daily number of reported positive cases of the COVID virus have been so high in the thousands. And yeah, I guess the best that we can do right now is just to do the best that we can, whether it's in terms of taking care of ourselves and our mental health and our physical health, because we know that that was rough last year. And in this period of time, businesses are struggling, and that includes the ones that we own or are working for. So I really wish everyone peace in this time, especially peace of mind, because yeah, it does get rough, but we kind of have to do what it takes, which is the best that we can. So today I wanted to talk a little bit more about running a business, because I guess it is more and more accessible nowadays, and the number of businesses that have come out of last year's lockdowns are immense. And I think it is also kind of like the silver lining that comes out of a really tough time. So I guess I wanted to talk a little bit about that and to highlight that we are definitely in the seat of power. I would like to use that word, and we are definitely more capable than we think that we are. And we are definitely able to change our circumstances because we choose it. So here is what I'm really talking about. There were so many amazing stories that came out of last year in 2020 where people, sorry, my dog, where people really dug deep and created businesses or small businesses out of their passion projects. A lot of people learned how to bake and to bake really well, and there are lots of cakes and baked goodies, brownies, all of these types of businesses that blossomed in the MCO period. And I think that is amazing because a lot of these people were also working their full-time jobs and navigating what it's like to transition to a digital workspace, working from home. And yeah, just to make that side income and extra money to help with the bills or the investing that they would love to do. I think that is really, really cool. So today what I wanted to share about was the process behind starting, not so much the process, maybe more like the experience I've had with starting up a company. And just so you know, I've always wanted to be a business owner, and the funny thing is it's just the idea of it that I really liked. And last year was the first time that I got the opportunity to set up my own company, and I set up an LLP. So an LLP here in Malaysia stands for Limited Liability Partnership, and I chose this particular structure because there were a few different options available, like a sole proprietorship, an LLP, and a Sendirian Berhad, which is a private limited company. I guess you translate it to that. And I was most drawn to the LLP because the structure really enables me to separate myself, like Suyin Ong, as a separate entity to the business, and that's what I really liked. And the cost of running the LLP was much cheaper in comparison to setting up a Sendirian Berhad. And there are more technicalities that goes behind a Sendirian Berhad, and cost-wise it made the most sense, because in taxation, from the limited amount of knowledge I have around that, for a sole proprietorship, you are going to be taxed based on your regular personal income tax rates, whereas an LLP has its own tax rates. And if I'm not getting it wrong, it is 19% on your profits, and that is for companies that are smaller in size, where your capital contribution is less than $500,000 ringgit, something like that. So I am hoping that I get taxed a rate of 19%. So why bother at all? Like, why bother setting up a company? And for me, the main reason was that I wanted to experience what it's like to deduct your expenses before declaring your taxes. And this is a concept that was very new to me, and I think perhaps a lot of people don't know this yet, so I wanted to share this. When you are running a company, it is different. So let's say we are just a regular individual and we work for a company and we get income, standard, right? What we do is we spend all our money, right? And a guy has to live. We have bills to pay, rent to pay for, food to eat, and things to enjoy in life as well, and your investments. But your declaration of your income tax is based off of that income that you received, and it doesn't take into account any of the expenses that you've had in the process. Whereas if you are a company, you are receiving sales or revenue from whatever activity, good, or service that you are selling. And then you are also able to declare expenses on a number of different things. So for me, what I found interesting was that you can declare a portion of your rent for your home, or a portion of your internet bill, different things like the software you use in your computer, the hardware, your actual computer gear, bits and bobs that you've used to spend on your businesses, like entertainment, meals with customers and suppliers, and office supplies like stationery. There are also things that you can declare. For meals, from what I understand, it is 1/3 of your total spending on meals. You cannot declare all of it. So obviously you're going to need to get professional advice for this, like an accountant that will really help, because it needs to be a case-by-case basis. So don't take any of my word here for serious, because you just need to look into the legality of it all. And I really like that, because based off what I've earned, I can expense out what I've spent for the business. Then whatever is remaining in profit, that is what I declare to the tax guys, our lembaga hasil dalam negeri. I think that is very, very interesting, because I always thought that the purpose of running a business is to make as much profits as possible. That is generally what we think, right? But let's say I am in this space now, and for the first year, I don't really want to make as much profits as possible. I want to expense out as much as I can, so that I pay less, so that I legally get to pay less tax. So that was something that was very interesting for me to learn and to experience. And I am very curious as to how it's going for you if you have set up any companies of your own. And I would love to hear if you have had stories about the last MCO, whether you have decided to supplement your income by doing some form of a side hustle. Share with us in the comments down below if you have any advice for people who are setting up their companies for the first time, or running the actual company, because it does get very complex, I would say. And thank God for Google, because everything that I've learned about the LLP was from Google itself, and like asking personal friends who are using company structures such as these. And I want to give a shout out to Mr. Stingy, who has amazing articles written on the LLP running of it, and also the setup of it. And so that's it. I hope you're having a great week, and that we're gonna get through this second round of MCO well together. And take good care. Bye.